to it. Luckily, she's fine, we think. And I'm gonna get new piping and everything. So this is all in a day's work. And honestly, like, it fell on my head as I was, because I think there was about 3 pounds. Welcome back, guys. It's been such a long time. I hope you're doing well. It's been a long time since I've shown you my kitchen as well, and this is the current state of it. It's just almost a blank canvas, and I thought I'd quickly take a video before some of the works are done so you can see a proper kind of before and after. So at the moment, all that's been done, the walls have been plastered, painted. I've got the plan on the wall there. I've got my electrics in. Probably shouldn't have put the sockets in until after, but lesson learned. Some of the tiles are on the floor protection. This is some of the units being put together, but out here, so there's breeze block there, and then there's a window. That's gonna be knocked out today and become a door. That's one of the reasons I wanted to make sure I do this before the door goes in, and then the remaining tiles will be done after that, just to make sure that we're tiling to the right place. And then I'm gonna have like the main worktop on this side. You can see where like the kitchen fitters put his lines of demarcation to show which units are going where. So I'm gonna have the base units, the wall units, the like integrated fridge freezer, all the rest of it. And then I'm gonna have, or we'll see, a little breakfast bar on this side. So I hope I can fit it in. It won't be too big, so hopefully I'll still have like space to walk through and all the rest of it. Yeah, that's what it's currently looking like. And then I had to box in a pipe up there, and I also had to run it through some brickwork. So I had to get some brickwork done up there, and then that's being plastered. Oh my god, it's all going on. But this is what it currently looks like with floor protection, because I don't want to ruin my brand new tiles. And I'm just going for white, like units, white gloss. I don't know what colours to paint the walls just yet. So at the moment, this is just a mist coat, or mist coat undercoat. And then it's either white walls or grey, but with the white units, I'm gonna have like a black splashback. I've got a black worktop. Everything's all over the place in my living room, but this is the worktop, although you can't see it properly through the plastic. It's like this black marble effect. Funnily enough, it was so hard to find black marble effect. Everything's like white with black on it. For some reason, I really struggled to find something like this, and this isn't actually what I wanted, but I just have to make do. Kitchen's from Wren's, by the way, if anyone cares. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. I'll show you later on once the door's in, and I'll show you progress as the days go on. Right, just a quick one. This is what it looks like now that the windows are out and the breeze block. And the window guys have just arrived to put the door in and a side light. That's what it looks like. So the door has now been installed, as you can see, with the side light. It's still got all the wrapping going around, and I've asked them to keep it in actually until my kitchen's done. Also, it won't be clear glass, it will be frosted glass for both of them. They've ordered the wrong thing for this actually, so they need to get that replaced altogether. Double glaze, so I'm gonna wait for that to arrive. If we go outside, this is what it looks like from the outside. I mean, pretty bog standard, but yeah, it's just something that I've been waiting for such a long time. Excuse my messy garden. Oh yeah, it's something I've been waiting for a really long time, and I feel like it brightens up the room as well, coupled with the fact that the room's been painted partially. And I'll show you again once the frosted glass comes and everything. And that's what it's looking like, and my units are finally going in, which is fun. Yeah, until next time. Okay, so this is what the kitchen currently looks like. You can't properly see it on camera. For some reason, it might be the glare, the reflection, so I'll get a little bit closer. So this will be the main worktop side. As I get closer, you can probably see the marble effects of the worktop. All my units are white. I think I mentioned that previously, so I wanted to make sure that the worktop wasn't. I wanted something to contrast with it. So I've got black, and I was actually just looking at these tiles to decide on what my splashback would look like. And I'm gonna definitely go with this shape, but this color, so the gloss effect, the black gloss effect. And I'm gonna have them vertical as opposed to horizontal or brick effect. and I think that would look quite cool. And then on the other side, so where am I going? So on this side, I've got the breakfast bar and I've got the legs in as well. It's secure now, secure to the wall. And then we've got my design on the wall, which I think the planner is just using to know what goes where. And I've got my boxings up. These have both been skimmed now and they look really good actually, because I was actually quite afraid of like what it would look like and how it would come together, but I think they look good. I've always had that chimney breast there. So sink is gonna go there, and then a bit of space, and then my cooker and my oven, and then a bit of space, and then my fridge freezer. And then I've got this going over, and my washing machine will actually slot underneath there. I've got the floor down already, but we've got these protective sheets on them just so that we don't damage them. And the plan for tomorrow is to get some of the wall units up. So on this side, I'm gonna have some wall units and of course like the extractor fan. And then the same on this side, I'm gonna have some just 3 wall units going across. And I'm really chuffed with it. I'm actually really happy with the progress. This is probably the quickest kind of room so far to date. And I'm happy with the worktop as well, because I wasn't sure what that would look like. One of the things that I was deciding on that took a little bit longer to decide on was the depth of the breakfast bar. So I've gone with 35 centimeters or 350 millimeters, since everyone speaks in millimeters. My mum reckoned I could have gone a little bit further out, just because I've got still quite a bit of gap between the main worktop and the breakfast bar. And to be honest, I agree with her now that I've seen it, but at the time I just wasn't sure and I had to make a decision, so I went with like the smaller option. But I think at least I know from future that I'll have enough room to play with if I went a little bit further out. And now I have to decide on the depth of the wall unit on the side. So that's a decision for tomorrow, but at the moment this is what it's looking like. So yesterday we had the doors in, if you saw, and then like today I've got my units and everything in, so I'm really chuffed. And hopefully when I next catch up with you, I'll have a bit more of an update. Until then, bye. Do you want to be in it?
No thanks.
Oh, okay. It's been a little bit of a while. I think it's probably been a week since I updated you.
Pause it.
Yeah, tell me.
I want to be in.
Oh, you want to be in it?
Yeah.
Okay, coming in. Alright, I've got my little helper with me today. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. So, it's been a short while since I spoke to you and I showed you the kitchen, and there's been some changes since then, so I thought it would be a good idea to show them. I've showed you today, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be a good idea to show you what's happened, what's left to do, because there's still a bit more. Honestly, it's so painstaking, this process. Like, if anything, I feel like I've exercised resilience the most throughout this entire process, but let me not digress. So I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you kind of like what's happening and what's left, and you can help me show them, yeah?
Yeah.
Good idea?
Yeah.
Cool, let's go. Should we start here and then just walk them through, yeah?
Yeah, start here.
Yeah, I believe the light is actually better the other way round, but if you walk in, and when I tell you it took ages to design this kitchen, but you've got my integrated fridge freezer. I wanted everything integrated, and that kind of made the situation a bit harder. So you've got integrated there, you've got my drawer unit there, we've got I think 300 wired unit and matching on top. Then you've got my electric cooker, which is actually working. I don't know why he's put this cardboard over, but let me not move it. And then my oven, and then you've got my sink, which was a pain. And if I'm honest, do you know what? I got a stainless steel one. Had I known, I would have got a composite one, because you can see every little scuff, every like drop of water is gonna take constant maintenance and wiping down, which does my head in. But anyway, so this is the splashback that I have gone with. So I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like, it's not the standards. I've forgotten the name of it, you know. If I find the name of it, I'll put it on the screen. Crap, why have I forgotten the name of this? Oh, ignore me. We've got 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 2 the other way. I don't know if you can make sense of that pattern, but that's basically it. And it goes right the way around. And then I'm gonna have a little worktop. If I show you this, this is gonna go here. So it matches, and then we've just got floor protectors to cover my tiles, and he's just got to do the 3 remaining at the end. My glass hasn't come through because I've got frosted glass for the outside. We've got plain glass in there at the moment, but yeah, I've just got that covering it. And then I've got my breakfast bar on this side. I think I showed you this last time. I've definitely shown you this already, I'm so sorry. And then you've got, again, splashback on this side, and then some smaller cupboards here. And that's pretty much it. But you know what, I have been looking at the other houses in the area to see what they've done, because obviously I haven't done an extension in it or anything. This is like the original structure. No one's actually done it like this, so I'm actually quite happy with that. And so I was testing out some paints, because basically we've got the undercoat or the mist coat on the wall at the moment, and I need to tell the painter or the kitchen fitter what colour I'm going with. And I actually got these. I think these are from no, they're from Wix actually, these colours. So this was a bathroom one, but I wanted to just try out the colour to see if it would work. That was called Powder Grey. If it will focus, focus, focus. Powder Grey. And then the other one I actually bought for the kitchen, and this one was Nickel. I think that was the Powder Grey, and that was a nickel, and none of them work. Like, that's got a blue undertone, if you can see. Basically looks sky blue, it looks powder blue. And then this one just looks full on grey, and it's really dark. So I went into another store and found this one, which is, what colour is this? I think it's called White Cotton, something like that. White cotton. So I'm going to try that on the wall today and see if it works, and if it does, I'm going to do the same for the bathroom. Now dip it in here just a little bit. Let me help you. There you go. Brush it off a little bit. Right, there we go. And blend it in for me. Oh, thanks for all your help, mate. I'm gonna have to smooth that out after. But this is the white cotton. It's also got like a bit of it's got grey in it. It looks grey to me, as opposed to, this is pure brilliant white, and this is the white cotton, and then these are a couple of others that I'm not gonna go with. What do we think, Ra? Do you think that's a good colour to go with?
Yeah.
You like?
Yeah.
I suppose it goes with the marble effect of the worktop. Little bit, yeah? Oh my gosh, you're gonna give me a panic attack. So the good thing about Dulux is they give you a tester pot, which I bought, and if I decide to go with that colour, what they'll do is just refund me for the tester, so you're not going to waste any money if you actually go with the paint. If I stand this way, so you can see it this way, excuse all the mess in the background. Oh! Anyone who's doing a reno will know it's just constant mess everywhere. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. So you've got enough walkway between. Little breakfast bar. What's remaining is I need to buy a couple of stools to go underneath there. And yeah, that's the situation. So hopefully the next time that I speak to you, I won't have any dangling wires, and the kitchen will be fully finished. I think it's literally just a few more days, a couple more days, because he has to grout the tiles. He has to finish off the tiles on the floor, like I said. He needs to put in my washing machine as well. I forgot about that. He's putting my washing machine under the stairs. So there's just a few bits and bobs, and obviously the painting. So it's gonna take like maybe 3 more days, God willing. And here she is. Here's the kitchen in all her glory. It doesn't feel like such a big reveal because you've seen so much of it in the process, but I still thought I'd walk you through from start to finish, and then we can go through all the finishing touches that you haven't seen yet. So if you remember, I had a window here, I had a side light, and it had a top light. The top light's the window that goes on top of the window, basically. I then realised I needed this pipe to go back to meet the main pipe at the back of the house in the garden. And the idea at the time was I need to put that pipe for a window, or I need to block it off completely. And at the time I was really keen on retaining as much light as possible, and I thought that top light was really bringing it in, especially into such a small dinky space. So I was really against it at first, but it just proved to be the best option. So I got all of this part bricked up, both internally and externally. They plastered it, as you would have seen, painted it, and I'm so glad it's turned out the way it did, because at the time I was like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be too big of a box in. Honestly, I haven't even noticed it, which is always a brilliant sign. So that's that over there, and then you would have seen my door go in and the side light, which now frosted, by the way. When you last saw it, it was just a plain see-through glass, and I just didn't like it. I don't like the idea of people being able to see in. I know some people use things like curtains and blinds, but I didn't love that idea. So now we've got the frosted glass as well. And then if we walk through here, I've got, like, it's really compact actually. It's really snug, but it gets in exactly what I need. So you've got my microwave, my air fryer, which I literally use all the time now, and my kettle, and then obviously my serviettes. And then I've got some drawers here. And this area in particular was really hard, because I don't know if you remember, but this is like underneath my stairs. I'm trying to stand back as much as possible, but it's really hard. This bit here was completely boxed off before, and I was so hell-bent on having an integrated fridge freezer in that this needed to be yay high in order to fit it in, because they come with like really particular measurements. But we got it in the end, and I'm so chuffed, and you'll see a bit more of it as I move back. There we go. So that is basically my stairs, and we had to wrap it around and everything and make it so that I could fit this in, which was so difficult at the time, but I'm so glad we got it in. So I think I got, where you've got 2/3 of the fridge and 1/3 of the freezer, because I use the fridge the most. Then you've got this cupboard space going round. You've got my extractor through there. You've got some more smaller cupboards. I remember this one here is only a 150 unit. I remember at the time I was going to have one of those wine cupboards, but decided against it, and I'm so glad I did, because I like the fact that it just looks really flush and seamless. I mean, a little bit clinical, mind. And then if I stand back a little bit, and I'll do the bottom ones now, you've got a couple of cupboards there. You've got my oven, which is great to have. I barely use now that I've got the air fryer. You've also got like the worktop space, and then I got the electric hub as well, which I don't know if I'd get again, by the way. I think in future I might get a, you know, traditional gas cooker. It works just fine, but I don't know what it is I prefer about the original, and also sometimes it can scuff a little bit, which isn't ideal. I don't know, I'm just old school now. I don't know what's happened to me. I've changed my mind completely. So then moving over to the sink area, I think I mentioned in a previous video I got stainless steel, and to be honest I could have gotten away with composite as well, although I have seen videos of people with black composite, which is probably what I would have gone for, and it shows so much limescale and scuffs and stuff. Though I don't necessarily think I would have dealt with exactly what I wanted to in doing so. But anyway, that was probably one of the other really difficult parts about the kitchen, because you've got like chimney breasts, tiny, like albeit quite tiny there, but all the same it makes such a difference, because when you're looking for sinks they typically have very similar dimensions, especially as it pertains to the depth. But eventually I found this one and it worked, and I was like, yep, gotta have it, put it in. And I could have just removed the chimney breasts, but I decided against moving any of them in the end. To be honest, yes, I've been able to find a workaround, which is brilliant, but I think going forward I definitely need a larger sink. From a practical point of view, it's just easier, isn't it? So then I've got these in the corner. I've got my little plant over there. Shout out to my dad who gave me this one actually. He's given me so many, and I'm the worst plant mum, it's ridiculous. So I'll turn around here. I've got this breakfast bar here, which I think I had in a previous video, so you will have seen. And then I hadn't put in yet the cupboards, I think. So these are cupboards on this side, like 3 wall units, which is really handy actually, because I utilise all of that space. And given that it's quite a small kitchen, you need to have as much space as possible. So I'm glad I got that. And after I got this, the breakfast bar, I remember my mum saying, oh, do you know what? Instead of having a breakfast bar, you should have just got cupboards to go underneath, and then really had like maximised your cupboard space. And at the time I was like, I'm not sure. Anyway, I did buy some, and I've still got them, and I've never installed them. So they're literally sitting in a cupboard, like still in their packet. And I always thought, oh, I'll put them in at some point, and I never have. So I've still got the option of like getting the stools in or putting that there. I've got a big bin there as well, which if I'm completely honest, I don't utilise. I don't love having food and stuff in the house, so I take it out all the time. So I don't really utilise that bin. Initially it was out here, and then the idea was have the stools there, but I just don't really eat there, to be honest. But either way, the option's there, and I can still obviously put the cupboards there if I want to. And then splashback wise, I went for this like really unique pattern. I don't actually know how I came up with it. It was like really random because at first I was just gonna go vertical. I don't know, I think I saw this somewhere maybe on Instagram or Pinterest, and I thought, oh, that might work. So I went with it. I mean, if you stare at it for long enough, you'll figure it out. And then if I turn this way, so you can see it this way, hi, my reflection. This is what it looks like from this corner, and then that goes out into the hallway, and I painted the door for this actually grey. I decided to go with a door with glass going down. I love these doors. I just thought they were so nice and almost elegant in a way. So I thought, yep, that would look nice. They came in like a normal, I want to say like oak colour, and then we prepped and primed and then painted it grey to match some of the other woodwork I've got. Washing machine wise, remember I was talking about the washing machine, and you can't fit it in here as is, because this is what this looks like. So washing machine wise, I'll take you out here. So this is my understairs now. This is what it looks like. I'll show you a little bit more at a later stage probably, but my washing machine is neatly tucked away here. And it's so handy because I've got this covered as well, and I put all my detergent and everything in there, so it's all in one space. I've got candy in the end. But yes, so this is nicely tucked away here, and then you just can't see it when you're in the hallway. It's like nicely tucked away. So that is that's the kitchen. I must admit, this was probably one of the hardest things to do in the house, just because it is such a small compact space, but you want to make it as practical as possible. You want to make sure you've got all your necessary bits in, your appliances. You want to just make it as functional as possible, and I was really worried that I just wouldn't be able to, coupled with trying to navigate the sink over there, the chimney breast, the stairs part, the fridge freezer, and make it as nice as possible. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure at one point, but I'm actually really proud of how it's turned out. In the end, I went with white cotton on the walls, which isn't as bright as brilliant white, and I think it works really well with like the units, and then of course the splashback and the worktop, which is this marble effect, and then you've got streaks of like white and also really really light grey going through them. It was really hard to get a worktop actually that was this colour, because at the time all I could see was white marble rather than black, and I couldn't possibly have a white worktop in this kitchen, which is why I'm really glad that I went with black splashback as well, which I think works quite well as like a contrast. All in all, I am actually quite pleased with how it's turned out. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me below. I'm more than happy to answer any of them. If you're embarking on this process, I remember when I first started out, I was like, who has done a little galley kitchen? Like, I can't find anyone online, and I just thought I need some inspo, and I just couldn't find any. So I'm glad I've been able to find my own inspo, or be my own inspo now. That's the flooring. I don't think I touched upon that. It's the same as what you would have seen previously. It's like this really dark grey colour, which I think ties in quite well with all the blacks and the whites and everything. And if you're embarking on this journey, good luck. Hopefully I will have helped maybe a little bit. As always, like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and I shall see you soon. Bye.